So you guys know I'm pretty high maintenance when it comes to skincare and makeup. I know subscribers have been asking me to review more drugstore brands. You guys stay tuned for the next week and I'm going to see how I do on $100 at Walmart. Hey guys, so today is my second evening routine on the $100 Walmart challenge, and if you're not caught up, check on the playlist. Click below for that. So I'm going to start my evening routine by taking out my contacts, and then I'm going to wash with the Simple Water Boost Micellar Gel Wash, which did a pretty good job. The makeup stuff lasted okay today. I don't know, the setting powder for me, the e.l.f. setting powder, left a little bit to be desired. I'm feeling a little oily, but that's not a huge deal since my skin's normally super dry. So I'm going to wash my face quick. Take out my contacts first. And I know I was pretty happy with everything, although the lip balm that came with the Physicians Formula stuff tasted not the best, and the mascara was a bit of a letdown as well, but it stood up for the day okay, so I'll take that. Seems like it did okay. Okay, and then just to make sure all the makeup is off, use one of these cotton pads full of the Simple Micellar Cleansing Water. Did a pretty good job yesterday, although I used it with a Foreo cleanser. And today I didn't, because I found that thing makes a huge mess when I use it at the sink. So, still looking like it did a good job though so far. Hang on. Did pretty good until my mascara and eyeshadow. That's where I'm noticing most of the residue on there. It's mostly mascara flakes and a little bit of eyeshadow. But it did a pretty good job cleaning everything else off. So I guess that's why sometimes you follow with a toner or a micellar cleanser. Just to make sure you get everything completely off. Especially if you use sunblock, which you should be. You don't want to go to sleep with any sunblock residue on your face, because that can definitely cause issues. Especially if you have dry skin or sensitive skin or acne prone skin. Definitely adding a toner if you don't use one can be huge for your routine. So there we go. I think I got pretty much all of it, so did a good job. So there's that, a little bit on that side, and then a little bit more on the other side, but not too much. So, could be worse. That mascara is problematic, I will say. I did not like that mascara at all. Okay, so I've done that. I think I'm going to use the lightest moisturizer I have, which is also from the Simple brand. You can maybe you can hear Ike in the background. He's not very happy. He didn't get to go on any trips today. And normally gets to go on at least one ride, but it was Easter today, so he had to stay home and hang out by himself. Well, with Lincoln, but anyway, so I'm learning to like this. I'm quite happy with it. I don't know, I'm scrolling through the ingredients list and looks okay. Nothing super impressive, but nothing upsetting in it. So My face seems to handle it pretty good. Okay. So there we go with that. So I think I did that last night, and then I followed with a little bit of the Neutrogena Hydro Boost. Just in areas that I got really dry, which is usually my nose. And I really dislike the scent of this, and the other version's fragrance free, so I might sneak and exchange it if I can to the fragrance free version. But overall it works pretty good. The scent dissipates pretty quickly, and it feels pretty moisturizing, so I'm liking using it as my second step. And then I'm going to pat on a little bit of the Shea Moisture Coconut Hydration Oil, Face Oil, like I did yesterday. I don't know, K-Beauty, they've got like the 12-step routine. I'm down to the Walmart Challenge 4-step routine. And I guess I'm just going to finish with a little bit of the Burt's Bees Hydrating Lip Oil, which I haven't used yet, but my lips really didn't like the one that came with the Physicians Formula. Actually, I just didn't like the taste of it, so... You know what, I probably don't even need to finish off with it because I got a little bit of coconut oil on my lips, but I'm still going to go with a little bit of it. I like it. Kind of tastes like cake. So anyway, that's my super quick evening routine for today. So check out the playlist, and I will be back tomorrow, so be sure to check that out. And thank you guys so much. This is my second morning doing my new routine, which is really shortened from my old routine with $100 from Walmart. So I've already been asking if I can substitute this for that, but my husband said no, I have to go with the challenge. So I'm going to do that. So I'm just going to start with my normal rinsing my face like I do every morning. Gotta make sure the water's tepid, cool. Lukewarm, not hot. As you guys can see, I have two towels. One I use for my hair and the other I use for my face. Never use the same towel. Anyway, so then I'm going to use my Simple Moisturizer, which has been getting a lot of use. Normally I wouldn't use the same moisturizer this often, but it's actually pretty decent. I mean, it doesn't contain a lot of like antioxidants or beneficial ingredients, but for like $6, it's the best $6 you can find at the store. Although there was a L'Oreal moisturizer I really wanted to buy to try, but that was like $29, which is actually more expensive than a lot of other like Sephora products even. So anyway, there we go. I think I got pretty good. My skin feels okay from yesterday, last night's routine. I thought my skin was going to get a lot more drier and a lot more upset than it has been, but I don't know, it seemed to be, my skin doesn't seem to mind the affordable products, so that's a good thing. Okay. So I've got that. My neck is always super sensitive, and I haven't been having any issues with it lately, so that's nice. I don't know, okay. I think I'm good to go. So, I think yesterday I had a little bit of the Neutrogena Hydro Boost. I'm trying to see if I might need that today. My skin feels pretty not really dry. Still gonna throw a little bit of it on though, because my nose area always gets super dry. And I have made an executive decision that I'm going to exchange this for the fragrance-free version of the Neutrogena Hydro Boost. And the fragrance-free version is the one that says for extra dry skin. I was confused and bought, I have another jar of this when I got confused last time and bought it thinking it was fragrance-free. So I am going to exchange this. So tonight when you see me, I hopefully will have the fragrance-free version. I bought it from Walmart. You know, if you buy it from Target, even if it's unopened, if it's like a beauty-related product, for the most part, they won't let you exchange it or return it. So that's a little tip. If you can buy it from Walmart, because Walmart won't even ask questions. They'll allow you to exchange or return it. Well, Target pretty much won't. And I found that out with I believe it was like a foundation I bought just to try out recently. And basically they said, no, we don't. It wasn't even unopened. It wasn't even opened. It was unopened. But I looked at the color when I got home and compared them like, no, I'm not going to open it. This color's way off. So I went back and like, no, we can't do anything with it. I'm like, okay, so now which of my friends or family's color tone is this going to match? So anyway, I learned that lesson, and I won't screw that one up again. So if I'm buying from Target, I pretty much don't buy anything that has any color to it or anything like that. So anyway, just a little tip. But I know a lot of people love Target. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. So Physicians Formula SPF and brightening stick is what I'm going to apply now. And to be honest, out of everything I bought, this is the one I dislike probably the most. Because how do you get perfect coverage from an SPF vitamin C stick? I mean, you have to like apply it. And I just kind of apply it and then smooth it over. But really make sure I get around my eyes, because to be honest, SPF is the only true anti-aging product that's out there. Everything claims to be anti-aging, but the only thing that really is anti-aging is sunblock, because the sun is really the thing that really ages people. So if I would have known that 30 years ago, I would have been using a lot more sunblock, but oh well. Okay. Yeah, this I really dislike. This is probably my least favorite product out of everything I bought, because I don't know. First of all, the vitamin C probably doesn't do much because the whole thing's exposed to light and air. And then how do you apply? It's just a mess. I don't know. But to be honest, I was up to like $90, and I still needed a vitamin C, and I still needed a sunblock. So I decided, well, I got two with this, but this was a disappointment. I would have just foregone the vitamin C serum and just gotten a sunblock with the $10 left. That's what I should have done. To be honest, Walmart doesn't have a huge selection of face sunblocks. So anyway, so now that I've done my sunblock, oh, I've got my primer. I almost forgot the Wet n Wild Dewy Primer. Really like this. So, you know, normally you would want to let the SPF soak in for a good 5 or 10 minutes in between steps, but I'm just going to go ahead and apply the primer. I'm not sure how much SPF I'm really getting with this coverage, but I don't know. What are you going to do? So I'm going to go with this. And you know what? It's raining out, and there's no sun out. And I'm going to throw caution to the wind and not wait 5 or 10 minutes. I'm just going to go ahead and apply this primer. And this primer actually is one of the things I actually, out of all the makeup stuff, I really like this primer. It's really very similar to the Smashbox Radiance primer that I usually wear. And it's like 1/3 of the cost, or like 1/100th of the cost. Well, I don't know. The Smashbox is what, $30? This was like $3. What is that? 1/1000th of a percent of the cost. Anyway, I like it as long as you're applying a matte foundation underneath. Because if you're applying a radiant foundation, it's going to look way too dewy. So there we go. Okay, so actually I found for the most part I really like this Revlon Candid foundation. However, it does have a tendency to settle into fine lines, so just be aware of that. Apply with my beauty blender, which I'm going to dampen. You know, I still am wondering how they make a sponge worth like $15, or how much does just one of these cost? Like $15 or $20? I don't think I've ever actually bought a beauty blender. I think the ones I've got, I've just gotten like Sephora favorite sets. So I've got a few of them. But I don't know if I could actually spend $20 on a sponge that costs 2 cents to make. But I don't know. They are, for the most part, better than other sponges, though. So thankfully, I've been good to mine. Okay, so I'm going with the Revlon Candid foundation. The shade I have is 260. Chai. And it really works well over the Wet n Wild primer, too. And for the most part, it works well. You know, if you had a good setting powder, it would probably last all day. I picked out the e.l.f. setting powder, which is okay, but it doesn't do a good job like controlling oil. So after about 5 hours of wear, it started to look a little oily, but you know what, not too bad. Could have been worse. I don't know, who's Revlon owned by? I can't remember. Because I have a feeling this foundation formula is pretty similar to some other ones I've tried, but I just can't remember who owns them. Well, in the end, they're usually all owned by one company anyway. Or two. L'Oreal or a company that owns Lancome. Who are they? Lancome. Who owns Lancome? Lancome. YSL Lancome. L'Oreal, no. L'Oreal owns SkinCeuticals. They're all owned by L'Oreal. I'm trying to think. Well, whatever. They're all owned by L'Oreal or the company that owns Lancome. Anyway, okay. So I applied that. I think it looks good. Medium coverage, which is okay. So I can put my little beauty blender down. And I'm going to clean this guy off. Okay, so now just to do a little bit of powdering. And let's see. Okay, so this is okay. The e.l.f. Sheer Tint Finishing Powder, but you know what? Maybe if you applied with the sponge, you'd get a little bit better oil absorbing stuff. But anyway, so I'm applying with my brush from It Cosmetics. And you know what? I wore this cheap or affordable routine yesterday. No one noticed any difference. So I think if you pick out the right stuff, I don't know. Okay, so that looks good. And then my saving grace with this whole thing was the Physicians Formula box, which is this. So this was the saving grace of the whole thing. The Physicians Formula Murmumru Baby Butter Box. Because I got a highlighter, a bronzer, and an eyeshadow, and a blush all in one box, and a lip product. And it was all $14. So got the bronzer, which, you know what, it's super dreary out anyway. Part of me just wants to do a low makeup day and just go, but anyway. I'm going to do a review today, so I don't want to look totally terrible on camera, although you guys have all seen me at my finest and my lowest, so I'm going to go with the blush, which I know this isn't a blush brush, but it just seems to work well. The only thing I don't like with these is the hardness to get them open, and my nail is like all jagged from trying to get these open yesterday and today. I never go very heavy on the blush. I like to go heavy on the highlight. And for the highlight, I've got the Murmumru Baby Butter Highlighter in the shade Pearl, which works okay. It's no diamond dust, but it'll do. Okay. And then I always use my dollar brush. So then I always use my dollar e.l.f. brush to kind of even out the highlighter bronzer and brush. And for $1, maybe it's $3, is like the best brush I ever bought. So, okay, so I'm gonna do my eyes just a little bit. I could not afford a brow brush, but I don't know. I usually don't do too much with my brows anyway. So let's see. Okay, let me find my brush. Okay, so then I've got the Physicians Formula Murmumru Baby Butter Eyeshadow Doer Barefoot in Brazil and Sundown. And you know what? I like the light color. It's pretty good for brows, brow area, upper eyelids, upper brow bone. Okay. And I'm going to find the same brush I used yesterday for the bronze color. Certainly not the most exciting color, but you know what? It probably works on most people. So there we go. And probably the most disappointing part of my entire new routine is the e.l.f. Volume Plumping Mascara, which is like dry and chunky. And yeah, there's no volume. It's more of a defining mascara than anything because it's so dry. I don't know, I expect something that's volumizing to like make your lashes look bigger and better, but this one is so dry. And I've read you're not supposed to like pump the mascara tube, you know, like that, because every time you do it, it adds bacteria from the air into it. I don't know if that's true. I guess that's if the air around you has bacteria in it, right? Or maybe it all does. Okay. I don't know. It'll do. And so then yesterday I put this Murmumru Butter Physicians Formula on there. And I just didn't like the taste of it, but last night I used the Burt's Bees Hydrating Lip Oil. And that's what I'm going to go with today because it doesn't have a bad taste. It doesn't add any color to your lips, but you know, it makes them feel hydrated, so. Okay. So there we go with morning routine number 2, which, I don't know, took me maybe 10 minutes. That wasn't too bad. Normally it'd take me more like 40 minutes. That just depends if I'm doing my hair or not. But anyway, so there we go with the $100 morning routine challenge. Day 2. Only 5 left. So be sure to check out the playlist, and I will see you guys tonight. Thank you so much.